Cup third rounds against Shrewsbury Town at New Meadow. That's just happened. We have had a mix of experienced footballers for West Ham with a mix of the youth. Um, Crap game, to be honest. I wasn't massively motivated by it, but hey ho, it's Irons United's YouTube channel. I'm joined by Luke. Luke, straight over to you, mate. Thoughts on the game?
Very sort of going through the motions sort of game. I didn't think we really wanted it at all. I think we just sort of thought, well, we'll try and nick a goal if we can nick a goal. And Shrewsbury didn't score, whereas Arsenal did in the League Cup, which sent us out. So that means we get a replay out of it. But it was good to see players like Burke and Cullen get their chance. I thought both of them did pretty well, to be fair. Burke done his job where he could do it right back. Sorry. Cullen wasn't as effective as he was in the middle, and then lucky for him gets tooth knocked out for his efforts. So it was one of them. To be fair, I don't think we really wanted it, and I think it plays more to Shrewsbury hands with the replay. To be fair.
I tell you what, look, like there's things that piss me off about this FA Cup third round. I'm very animated with my hands tonight, but you know what? I'm comfortable. I'm in my bed, so let's just go for it.
I don't know you're in your bed, mate. Sorry, but
I think to myself that with the team selection, and I see Chicharito up top, and I think to myself, I see IU on there as well, and I'm thinking, really, what is the point? What is the point in coming into an FA Cup game, changing things around, putting someone like Chicharito up top, again, himself, doesn't matter, it's against League One position. Just anyone, like his job role is not to do what Moyes, I think, wants him to do. It just does not happen. So therefore, I think before the game, I'm thinking to myself, I feel like it's a negative move. I feel like it was a negative move. And then I see Martinez on the bench, and I think, what a great opportunity. If you're half-arsed going into this game, then why don't you just half-arsed put Martinez on with Chicharito and just try the two up top? Just try it. I just don't see the point. What are your thoughts on that?
No, it was clearly, I was a harder worker out of Fernandez and that sort of stuff. But Hernandez has struggled really since he got into the team because we're not a team that can provide him with the service that he's had throughout his career. It was quite funny because at one point the commentator did highlight the fact that Hernandez's next game is something like 99 appearances and 49 goals, something along them lines. And it just shows you how much of a difference he makes for Mexico. And obviously he's their top striker and everything like that. But you're right. I mean, someone like Martinez who could learn off a player like Hernandez with the experience, with the ability that he's got, it would have been perfect for him to start. And for what it's worth, when Martinez did come on, I thought he was quite good. I thought he ran around, he caused trouble for the Shrewsbury players, and overall. I look at Hernandez and I just see someone who's wasted for me personally. Just he does try hard, doesn't really get very far, but he's not the sort of player that you want leading the line or being up there with 2 or 3 defenders around him. You want him in the box with balls being flung into him, ready for him to get on the end of, and he's just not having that at West Ham.
And do you know what? Yeah, I think my point to this is, if you're going to experiment a little, especially in the FA Cup third round against a lower league team, why are you going to do exactly the same tactics at what you're doing in the Premier League? Especially if you're experimenting, especially if you're bringing youthful, younger players into the team. What's the benefit? How has that helped Chicharito today? How has that helped the team? It hasn't, because what's happened is we're through and we're going to have another replay and another game to play, which is probably not what we need with the squad depleted in terms of the size, the depth of the squad. It just baffles me, if I'm being completely honest. Because
I think there is a case to be made. The fact that we have, it was even actually highlighted again by the commentators during the game. They were saying that we have played 2 games. We've been more or less playing 3 games in a week, and our squad is looking. There's a few knocks from within the ranks. And they were trying to switch it up there, and that's why we had a few more youth players than maybe we've been playing normally. But no, you're right. I mean, the ethos hasn't really changed much from the Premier League. Maybe we're thinking, if we play the Premier League kind of approach that we've got, then the League One team might be able to handle it, and we'll just go through, win 2 or 3-0, whatever. It didn't happen, and we got a 0-0 out of it. So that's just, that's kind of like karma for us, really.
Yeah, but you've got to think as well. Look, you look at the team and you think, I mean, how many changes was there? You've still got Obiang Kouati, you've
Yeah,
still got
yeah,
Chicharito, you've still got Winston Reid and Ogbonna, you've got Declan Rice who's been in and around the squad. So we've got a lot of first teamers in there, and the same tactics didn't perform that great against a lower league team in the FA
yeah,
Cup. So yeah, they've changed it, but they've played the same tactics and it's just not worked. And I think I'm showing my frustration because I'm thinking to myself, there's another game gone by that we could have probably changed things about ever so slightly, probably won it, probably gone and won it
yeah,
reasonable,
yeah.
and then not had a replay, got through to the next round of the FA Cup. And I don't buy the whole kind of they're not up for it because he's played the same tactics he's been doing in the Premier League, but just changed some players. So I think he
Mm.
was up for it and thinking, oh yeah, this style of play. But I just think he's setting. I just worry that he's setting Chicharito up and not to fail, but I mean his whole career he has never played the way that Moyes has wanted him to play ever
No, but
anywhere.
he was kind of used the same on the Bilic as well. So there's two managers that are coming in that aren't using him for what he's meant to be used for,
Yeah,
which is just disappointing, to be honest with you.
yeah. Well, if we move on from that, let's talk about some of the positives. Cullen, Reece Burke. What were your or what were your thoughts on Cullen and Reece Burke?
Yeah, Burke's one of them weird players. I think he has a potential to be a good defender. He looked a bit out of sorts at times, but I thought overall he done his job right. I mean, they had Shrewsbury had quite a lot of goes at him down the right hand side, left hand side, their left hand side. But they never really got. There was never anything from Shrewsbury really, apart from that effort right at the end of the game, last 5 minutes, where they probably should have scored. To be fair, probably should have beaten us, but they didn't. They missed the chance. I think that Burke's one of them players. I think it's like someone was saying today on the group chat that basically for Reece, for Burke and for Cullen, this is kind of like glass gun saloon sort of thing, So Burke was done all right, didn't put up any trees, but he didn't really make any too many mistakes either. Cullen was sort of makeshift right midfield, and wasn't that effective throughout the first half, but he's still done all right. He didn't do anything particularly wrong. But in the second half, was moved into a more central position. He made things happen a bit more, and it's really did make me laugh when he got. Not I wasn't laughing at him getting his tooth knocked out, obviously, but he showed his desire to sort of get in there. And then when he come off, and then Psycho's face looking at him, going, oh, what are you crying about? You got to get on with it. I mean, that's probably why he come back on. To be honest with you, you don't want to argue with Psycho, do you? But he's showing a brightness. He's showing something that he's got the ball down a little bit like Obiang when he's on his game. When he get the ball down, look up, and play a pass somewhere. And there was a few times during the second half where he tried to make things happen, and unfortunately, we didn't really get anywhere from it.
Yeah. I don't know. I was quite impressed with Reece Burke, but then you need to take into consideration it's not against Premier League opposition, but
Mm.
therefore we are in the FA Cup. It's the romance of the FA Cup. The lower league teams
Yeah.
thrive upon playing teams like us, and to be honest, I quite like the idea of playing lower league teams. So all the players are going to be up for it and raise their game, and I think Shrewsbury did. And fair play to Shrewsbury, they played well, and Shrewsbury didn't play against a underperforming side. We had seven players that have been playing reasonably regular for our side out in the park today, and they held themselves really well. And I thought Reece Burke held himself really well. He got the ball, he looked calm, collective, he passed it a few times and looked for the run, he got fouled a few times. Cullen, on the other hand, I thought, like you said, he had a quiet first half. I thought he started to show his own a little bit in the second half, and I don't know, they excite me, but I'm intrigued to know now what Moyes does because, like you said, is this a make or break for the two of them, and does he see a future of our club? Now, from what you've seen tonight or today, is that enough?
Yeah, Moyes doesn't strike me as someone who particularly is desperate to give the youth a chance. I think he will at any given time will give for the senior players more of a grasp in the team. I think based on today, I wouldn't kind of want to put either Cullen or Burke in a position where we've been Rice, which is Rice will play here and there where needs must. We've got an injury in the back or a suspension in the back. So Rice was kind of thrown into the deep end this season and it's come out, all guns blazing. And then Cullen and that today were a little bit like, I don't know, as if like they kind of know they're on their way out of West Ham and that they're just maybe trying to just keep their head above bed. But I could be wrong. But I didn't see the confidence in them that I've seen in Rice this season. But they didn't do anything wrong. And I think it would be really harsh not to play them in the replay. But look, we've got a team that's full to the brim of players that are pulling up trees themselves. So maybe it is good for them if they want to. We've got 5 games coming now. 5 games coming up in the Premier League where we're going to need our squad to be proper and ready for the games, and they're winnable games as well. Maybe not start them, but definitely go with some appearances. So I definitely look for Cullen in the centre next to Noble or Obiang, and Burke maybe if Zabaleta needs a rest or something,
Yeah, I mean, let's not take it away from the fact that West Ham have had their 3rd game in 5 days. So
Yeah.
I'm fully aware of that, and I think when you look at our depth of our squad, it's just not there. We don't have the depth in the squad, so I understand the kind of bringing in the youth players, etc. We've been calling for it a lot this season. I don't see the harm in keeping them, to be honest. I mean, what are they going to sell them for? What, 2 or 3 million quid?
Exactly. If you're talking about profit, then
do they really need that money? We know the board don't, but we know they're greedy enough to probably want it. But so I just see the benefits keeping them because our squad depth isn't that great. Plus, it's another. I just don't see the board investing a lot of money out there on the players that we want to come in to the club.
I think I would like to have seen actually the youth players come on a bit earlier. So I know that Martinez come on with about 20 minutes to go, but I would like to have maybe seen him have 10 minutes longer on the pitch.
Yeah, but you would want to see him. You'd want to see him with another striker as well, because you think to yourself, the gap between Obiang, Kouati, and Hernandez was huge tonight, and then Martinez came on, and the gap was still huge. I thought Martinez started it well, but I just don't see the point. Like, there's no variation.
At times we seem to be almost more like we were trying to stop them scoring rather than them trying to stop us scoring. Yeah. Which, when you're talking about a League One team compared to a Premier League team, it should be the complete opposite. They should be looking to just do counter attacks or whatever. Absolutely. But we still had that 3 at the back, and it was like, okay, I know we got if we've got a depleted squad or whatever of injuries and fatigue and whatever. But I thought to myself, well, maybe a 4-4-2 would have been best for this game. Just having someone like, Burke, Rice left back, a Bonner Reid, then have your Obiang and Cullen, Ayew on the right, Masako on the left, and then Martinez and Hernandez up front. Maybe that would have been a better way to go.
I think that's the part that gets to me the most is I just look at that and I think, FA Cup, do you want it? I'm not too sure if you do want it, but if you're going to put out half and half team, then experiment a little bit more. Don't just experiment with the same tactics, because the same tactics don't work week in, week out.
No.
And it doesn't, especially if you know. I know I sound like a broken record, but do you know what? Chicharito did go down quite a bit today, but when you look back at the tackles, he get absolutely smashed every single tackle. He does.
But I mean, funny today. It was a little bit not embarrassing, but it was a little bit. You could tell who the Premier League team was compared to the League One team was, because we were going down for quite literally anything. We were going down for basically any little niggle, any touch, any bit of rough play. We were going down. Shrewsbury players weren't. Shrewsbury players were staying on their feet and trying to carry on with the game. And it was actually quite refreshing to see a team doing that rather than doing what all the Premier League clubs do nowadays, and let's just go. Down like a tree whenever they get even the slightest touch,
and that was pivotal in the game when you've seen that lad who came in and headed the ball and caught Ayew in the back, and he's running around and the old Terry Butcher bloody head and
100%.
Just carrying on for the game. And do you know what? You don't want injuring any players, but you can't help but think that's quality. Like the fact that Cullen got his tooth knocked. I mean, and Stuart Pearce looked at him and went, "Just carry on."
I know.
I mean, you know what I mean? It's a little bit painful, but just get on with it, yeah. He looked gutted, though. He looked gutted. He's probably thinking to himself, "Shit, I'm going out tonight, and I'm gonna have my tooth missing or something," you know.
I think he's just in shock. I think he was just like, it was one of them. But yeah, he's probably thinking, oh, my bloody. I think even Ian Wright said in the punditry was saying, oh, go gold now.
Yeah.
To gangster Cullen and the older.
Exactly.
In the youth.
I mean, at the end, we nearly lost the game, and for me, that does come down to Cullen because the ball was out for a goal kick.
Bit naivety.
Yeah, and that was his youthfulness and thinking, but he didn't jockey, he didn't cover, he didn't hold his size well at all. I know he's not a big guy, but to just kick it out in that situation, you don't do what he did, and maybe that comes down to non-experience and at that level. But I mean, they had a chance and they were unlucky, to be honest, not to.
Yeah, they were unlucky.
But yeah, I mean, that really kind of sums up the Shrewsbury FA Cup game, which is a bit annoying. We've got them as a replay at London Stadium in a week's time, so let's hope the club bring the prices of the tickets down, get the stadium full.
Yeah.
I can't see it.
No, somehow no.
Yeah, I don't think it will be a full stadium, so it would be a bit thingy. But it's an opportunity to get through to the next round, and
I just don't want to. I would rather not get a replay and then go and just bottle it in the next round. I'd rather say if we don't want to go for this, then let's just put our youth team or a fringe team, and then Shrewsbury, if they're good enough, they can beat us and then go from there. Because it'd be really disappointing and almost like worthless if we go through the replay and then go and get knocked out to whoever we do in the next round. So hopefully, if we actually do want to go for it, we go for it properly. Because what was it? I think we had one of our lads. We went to the training ground next day after the Arsenal game in the cup, and was talking to Moyes at the training ground, saying, "Oh, you're a bit gutted about the cup," and Moyes didn't look like he was bothered about it at all, as if like the least of his worries is a cup run. So it was a bit to hear that was a bit like,
okay. Gives you the insight into Moyes' head state of
yeah, which is why I wasn't. The thing about it is, I am disappointed the way we played today, but I wasn't surprised at all. I think now any people buying cup tickets or going away to cup tickets, just take it with a pinch of salt, because I think you have to go out there and just make a day of it for yourselves rather than just thinking that West Ham are going to turn up and try and get anything out of the game, which is disappointing. But
it's disappointing. It's disappointing to think that come up against a team 2 tiers below us. Not doing them any injustice, but we've got enough there to kill off the game. And it's just, for me today, it was tactics. It wasn't really about team selection. It just came down to tactics and formation, and that falls upon Moyes. But I don't think they're going to be massively disappointed. We've got another game on their books, so gives Joe Hart another start. If he's still going to be here.
Yeah.
So that probably rounds up our review. Anything else you want to say, Luke, before we go?
I thought well done to the fans, by the way, because they never stopped singing at all. It was actually, it fills your pride that even at I heard nothing from the Shrewsbury fans apart from a bit of swearing on the cameras and stuff like that when they were trying to knock a few of our players. But you could hear the West Ham fans that loud and proud. Well done for giving Joe Hart a cap as well in the first half, because he didn't have the foresight to get one himself before the game, even though it was really sunny. So luckily we were thinking straight then. But yeah, hopefully we can put a few more. Actually, start the youth. I think Queener. I'd like to see Queener start and Martinez start. But hallelujah, Martinez finally got a game. Yeah. And although he didn't score, he put himself about and he made himself aware to Moyes and that. And hopefully Cullen's dentist is a decent one. He gets back in full flow.
We've just had a comment come through before we go from Glenn Thomas. He's a Shrewsbury fan, and he's proud of their performance tonight. Didn't think West Ham were up for it, and then he's reacted to your comment saying he couldn't hear the fans. He said rubbish. Shrewsbury sang all the way through. So
obviously my TV doesn't pick up home fans, and my from Bab and.
Listen, that kind of rounds up our review. We're gonna. Another comment's come through. We heard the predictable Sheep Shaggers song. That was it. So that rounds up the review. That wasn't me, by the way. That comment that came from Gwen Thomas. So we're going to.
Gwen, thank you for your comment, mate. It's always appreciated, even if it's critical. Yeah. Fair enough.
So make sure you subscribe to our channel. We're going to have a big transfer special this week on the lead up to the Huddersfield game. Get involved, get coming on. It's probably going to be a reasonably long show, so let's just get your comments in and we'll go from there and see what happens. So, yeah, that's been us at Irons United. Before we go, Glenn's made another interesting point. West Ham squad net worth 220 million compared to Shrewsbury's £3 million. So you're really
Yeah,
digging in, Glenn. You're really digging in now.
yeah, Gwen. We have no idea how we've got that bigger net worth because our players we're not worth nowhere near that much on the pitch. So yeah, on paper it might be, but on the pitch it does not make sense, mate.
Right. So he's been Luke. I've been Anton. And we're Irons United.